What's up, schmucks? Welcome to the first episode of Turkey Talk. So, I'm going to spend a brief period explaining what this is, how it's going to work, and then we'll actually jump into the show, so to speak. So I have realized that the channel will die if I don't consistently upload to it. But in realizing that, I've also realized that the kind of content I want to make is I want to make the big, in-depth video essays, like my FNAF movie video or my Godzilla video. I'm currently working on a video about the two Joker movies. And just like the first segment of that is Joker 2019, and that is a 40-minute segment, and I haven't even gotten to Joker 2, which I have more things to say. So like I can't spend months working on something and pump that out, every so often. Like it's just not feasible. And also, like, I have so many things I'd like to say about movies, and I don't know, like Turkey Bites was kind of designed to fill that void. But then, like, if nothing happens that I feel a need to make a video about, then it's just not gonna happen, Like, we don't have any news about Clayface, so I'm not going to make a Turkey Bites about Clayface until I have things to talk about. And then, like, longtime viewers of the channel know that the cum running joke, the classic Universal Monsters, there's a new Mummy movie and a Bride movie, but I don't have, like, anything to say about that. So I do have things to say about the new Mummy, but we'll get to that. So what I've decided to do is start a new thing called Turkey Talk. And essentially what this is once a week, basically a podcast, a solo podcast, because I don't have a co-host, is I'm going to do this show. And I'm going to have a structure. We're going to start with news. We're going to start with some movie news, some media news, just things happening in pop culture that I would like to talk about. Probably not going to spend too much time on things like this. I might limit it to like 10 stories a week or less, or something like that. And then we'll have a topic, just a thing for the week that I would like to discuss. And then we're going to do something that I'm calling the Weekly Media Club, where I will talk about a thing or two that I've read or watched or done or something, video game I played within the last week since the last episode. And then I'm going to assign homework. I'm going to assign a movie that I'm going to watch, and you can watch it too. And then in the next episode of Turkey Talk, we can talk about it. We can have a conversation. I will talk about the movie that I watch, and if you watch it, you can leave comments. We can, have some kind of dialogue, some kind of engagement of some kind. I want people to be engaged with this because I love movies more than absolutely anything on this planet, and I want to just put more time into talking about movies. And nobody in my life, actually, that's not true. There's two people in my life that enjoy movies in the same obsessive psychopath way that I do, but they're too busy to be on a weekly podcast. So this is the next best thing. Okay, so that's what Turkey Talk is, and now we're just gonna get into it. All right, episode 1 of Turkey Talk. I'm so excited. I hope I commit to this Clayface movie. Following this one very closely. I'm a DC guy. I'm a Batman guy. Batman is my favorite thing ever, but Clayface is my favorite Batman villain. I love Clayface. I've made 3 or 4 videos about this Clayface movie now. But Clayface has been delayed. Originally it was going to come out on September 11th, 2026, and now it's coming out October 23rd. This did take a spot. I forgot which one it was, but there was another Warner Brothers movie that was coming out on October 23rd, and they pushed that, so now they're pushing Clayface back a month, a month and change. I think this is better, because apparently this is going to be like a grotesque body horror movie, something akin to The Fly, which, yeah, I mean, it's Clayface, it should be. But putting this in October, closer to Halloween, like, that makes a lot of sense. I am sad, though, because I had this running joke where I was saying, because it was coming out on 9/11, where they should make the tagline on the poster, "Never forget, ... to see Clayface in theaters, September 11th. Like, I think that would have been really funny. How are you spending your 9/11? I'm watching Clayface in IMAX. That would have been really good. But yeah, Clayface is delayed. Sad, but also, again, like, it's a spooky movie. It's going to be coming out in a spooky month. I just think that fits. But like, oh my god, a Clayface movie. Oh my god, where do I even start? Like, I love Clayface. He's, oh my god, such a versatile character, such incredible stories. That movie needs to be perfect. If that movie is less than perfect, I don't even know what I'll do with myself. Oh, I'll be so sad. Okay. Speaking of release dates, though, The Mummy 4. Now, this is the Mummy movie with Brendan Fraser, the fourth one in this series now. Has a release date of May 19th, 2028. So it's a little whiles away. But it's been confirmed. Fraser is back, but also, so is Rachel Weisz. Now, she was recast in Mummy 3, which is the one that I didn't see. And I guess she's just back now. And I think she wasn't in 3 because I think she was either pregnant or she just had her kids and she just wasn't really interested in doing one off the back of Mummy 2, which is a bad movie. So her coming back to this one is, I think, very, very interesting. Like, what's changed? Is it that was it the kids thing and she's in a point now where she's like, yeah, sure, I'll do another one? Is it that this, like, what they're cooking up is like a pitch that she's really interested in? Like, I don't know. I just think getting Rachel Weisz back, that does something for this. I think that's a good selling point. And then it's going to be directed by Matt Bettinelli, Ulpen, and Tyler Gillett, who are the guys that did Scream 5, Abigail, and I think they did Ready or Not and Ready or Not 2. Let me just check that real quick, because I don't want to say that if it isn't true, but I'm like 90% sure that they also did Ready or Not. I'm stalling while I Google this. Oh my god. Fuck, I'm not. They did do Ready or Not. Did they do Ready or Not 2? Okay, Ready or Not 2 is only directed by Matt Bettinelli Ulpen. So maybe he's the one with all the sauce, and Ready or Not 2 will be peak. Or the other guy, was his name Tyler Gillett? Is that his name? Yeah, Tyler Gillett. Maybe he's the one with all the sauce, and Ready or Not 2 will be really bad. But yeah, I mean, it's another Mummy movie. Here's the thing. I think those Brendan Fraser Mummy movies, like, I think a lot of that is just nostalgia. Like, I think they're fine, but I also think they're highly overrated. Like, that first one is great. Like, it's a lot of fun. It's a good, kind of throwbacky Indiana Jones-esque movie with a tiny bit of horror. It's fun, it's fun. I like it. I think it's a classic. Mummy 2, bad. I don't know, oh my god. I didn't like it as a kid. I hate it as an adult. Mummy 3 I haven't seen, so I can't speak to that. But I don't know. I mean, does something like this have legs? I mean, Brendan Fraser is, I don't want to call him old, but he's old, like, he's an older man. I mean, can he be Rick O'Connell again? I guess we'll find out. And what are we doing for the Mummy? Is Imhotep back? Or are we doing a different mummy? Are we doing Aztec mummies now? I don't know. The more I talk about this, the more I think I don't care for this. I'm a big classic Universal Monsters guy. I love Cum. Drown me in cum, the joke. But I don't know. I just don't think I'm interested in this. The Mummy movie I am interested in, though, is Lee Cronin's The Mummy, which is out in April, I think. That has my attention. The last I'd heard of it, and I didn't see a trailer until I just completely missed it, but I saw the trailer before I saw Whistle. It looks really good. It looks creepy and dark and sinister, and I like that. And I remember hearing rumors or reports a while ago, like this was like a couple months ago, that early test screenings, their biggest note was that it didn't feel like a Mummy movie, and I feel like the general public's concept idea of a Mummy movie is the Brendan Fraser ones. And they were like, "Oh, this doesn't feel like a Mummy movie. It's more like a possessor movie or something like that." And they were gonna like change the title because they didn't want to associate it with the Mummy. But I guess that's not true because it's called The Mummy. But I think The Mummy sucks, just like as a Universal monster. Like, in terms of the monsters, Imhotep ranks real low for me because he's Dracula. He's just Dracula. He's, a guy from a long time ago who had a woman that was his true love, and he gets fucking cursed and put in a box, and then, millennia later, he's awoken, and he comes back to find his reincarnated love and be with her, and he kills people, and blah, blah, blah. And he's got, minions, and it's just, I don't know. He's Dracula, but not as cool. Dracula is cool, and Imhotep is a bum. That's the best way I could put it. I don't know. But the idea of a mummy movie that's like a zombie just kind of going around your house, sucking the souls out of people, I don't know. I think that's really interesting. That's a lot more interesting than most of the mummy iterations I can think of. So yeah, I mean, let's do it. But I'm a fan of changing up these monsters. Like Lee Winnell's Wolfman, huge fan of that movie. The idea of the Wolfman curse not being a curse but being a disease, and it slowly taking you away from your loved ones. Like, I thought that was brilliant. The Invisible Man. My favorite Universal monster is the Invisible Man, but that being a tech suit, and him being a metaphor for domestic violence and trauma, I thought that was excellent. I mean, I want to see these classic characters that I really love reimagined. I want to see different takes on them. We just had a kind of faithful adaptation of Frankenstein, but now we're getting The Bride of Frankenstein, which is like a weird 1920s gothic thriller, and I don't know, I find that very interesting. So yeah, I mean, let's just keep reimagining these guys in the most weird ways possible. I'm down for it. Anyway, Spider-Noir. I think this one is, interesting. Actually, you know what? I'm going to rewatch the trailer right now because I don't remember what happens in it. Okay, Spider-Noir. I just watched the trailer. I watched both trailers, the black and white and the color one. And I think that's the thing that impresses me the most, is that I feel like the intention is to watch it in black and white because it's Spider-Noir. But it looks really good in color. It's very striking. It's very colorful. And, not to mention, I mean, it's also, the shots that are in the trailer are beautiful. There's some incredible framing in that. I don't know. I'm just very impressed, honestly, with how it looks. Because our only interaction with Spider-Man in live action has been big budget movies, the Raimi movies, the Amazing Spider-Man movies, the MCU ones. But to see him on TV with a smaller budget and it still look as good as it looks, that's really impressive, I think. But also, we are living in an era where TV shows cost $10 million a season, so I don't know. But I think it looks good. I really do. I think my only kind of issue is Nicolas Cage. I don't know. I don't know. I want to see how it goes in the show itself, but I just don't really buy the idea that that's him in that suit. Obviously, he's a stuntman, but I don't know. If I watch the Raimi movies, I buy that version of Peter Parker is in the suit. And, same with the other ones. But I don't buy that old man Nicolas Cage is in that spider costume at all. So, I don't know. I think maybe they should have gone with a younger guy. But, again, I'll wait until it actually comes out and we'll see how it looks. But there was also some other details about Spider-Noir. It's coming out May 27th. All All 8 episodes are going to drop at once on Prime. Not a fan of that. I like weekly releases. When things get dropped all at once, I don't care for that. Mostly because people online don't have any fucking decency. So, the day that something comes out, there's some asshole who doesn't know how to go outside who'll watch the entire thing and he'll post, the final scene of the last episode on, and it's the first thing you'll see when you open Twitter. Fucking pisses me off. Don't do that shit. It's going to be dropping in color and in black and white. What else we got here? Okay, so the concept of the show is that it follows the Spider investigating assassination attempts on the crime boss Silverman. There's also a handful of other villains that we see in this. There is Sandman, blink and you miss it. You see Molten Man? That's a cool grab. I love that. A proper Molten Man, not a big kaiju thing. I would also think you see Electro at the end, the guy that's got the glowing hand. I think that's supposed to be Electro. That one woman who looks like she's singing in a club, that's Black Cat, or at least some variation of Felicia Hardy. Also... Sorry. They're not calling him Peter Parker. I mean, they're also not calling him Spider-Man. He's called the Spider, but I like that. I know that's because of some legal copyright issue, but I like that, actually. I think that's cool. But they're also not calling him Peter Parker, again, for a legal rights issue, but they've explained it away as Peter Parker is the name of a boy, and our character is a man, so we're calling him Ben Reilly. I don't know. I mean, I know, I get it. I think it's a legal thing, but just call him Peter Parker, man. Like, it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's a comic book thing. The name is silly. The name is not silly. Peter Parker I don't know. Who fucking cares? Anyway, that's out in May. I am looking forward to that. I think it looks good. I do. I really do. The only thing I'm held up on is Nicolas Cage casting, but I mean, he's an incredible actor, so we'll see. Maybe it's good. Maybe they put all the good things in this minute-long trailer and everything else is absolutely dreadful. We're going to have to wait and find out. But on the topic of Sony, God, I'm fucking killing it with these transitions, man. Sony heads say that a K-pop Demon Hunter sequel will likely not be ready by 2029. I find this so interesting because what could possibly be taking so long? I really like K-pop Demon Hunters. I think that is an excellent movie. Soundtrack's great, animation's great, story's great, performances are great. It's a great movie. It's got some great shit going on. Why do I have to wait like 4 years for a sequel? What do you mean it's not going to be ready by 2029? Is it the animation? Is that what's holding it up? Is there just not a story presenting itself and no one has any ideas? We don't need a sequel, but you said there'd be a sequel, so now I want a sequel. If you're not going to make a sequel, just say it's not going to happen. I feel like that's a fine one-and-done movie. But, you announced a sequel. Let's get a sequel going. Maybe I'm making this up, but I feel like I read when the movie came out that there was a plan for a trilogy and a live-action remake like a month after the movie came out. I feel like I read that somewhere. Maybe it was bullshit, but I feel like I saw that. Regardless, though, I need to know what could possibly be going on behind the scenes that they can't push out a sequel by 2029. That's a long time. Like, I know the animation, animation takes a long time. I understand that. But does it take that long? Does it really? I don't know. I just think that's crazy. There was a state of play last week. Oh yeah, I guess I should mention this. I'm recording this on February 16th. Just so everyone's aware. Anywho, the state of play was fine, I think. I don't know. I'm not a video game guy. None of it matters to me. I don't care. I buy like one video game a year because they cost $1 million goddamn dollars now. Like, I'm still going through Ghost of Yotei, and there's like 5 games coming out this year that I want. Like, there's a Bond game that looks really cool. There's a fucking, god damn it, there was something else. There was another thing out this year that really had my attention. Fuck, what was it? Resident Evil is out really soon. I feel like there's a couple others, but god damn it, why do they cost so much? Anyway, but at the state of play, the one thing that really grabbed my attention was a John Wick game. And I don't know, John Wick is something I've wanted in a video game. Like, I have played video games with that kind of gun-fu, kind of almost combat system, and thought to myself, like, this is awesome. This is like a John Wick game. But we're actually going to get a John Wick game. I think that's wicked cool. So what we know about it so far is that it is a single-player, third-person, story-driven experience. It is a prequel to the mainline John Wick movies, so that I want to come back to. Chad Stahelski, who is the director of all 4 movies, he is advised on this game, and Keanu Reeves is back as John Wick. So the prequel thing, I'm gonna have a nitpick about. So my understanding, bearing in mind I've seen the John Wick movies multiple times over, is that between John retiring and coming back to being active in his world, the bulletproof suits was a new thing. I think that gets mentioned in John Wick 2, where the guy is like, a lot has changed since you've been gone, Mr. Wick, and they give him that bulletproof suit, because he doesn't have the bulletproof suit in the first movie, he just has a bulletproof vest. But in this game, they've given him the bulletproof suit. You see him pull the suit up and block bullets. But canonically speaking, that shouldn't be a thing yet. Anyway, not that matters. I just wanted to point it out. But I like that we see like a little flash of gameplay. I'm curious what the rest of it's going to look like, because the whole game can't just be you grab someone, you stab them, or you grab a guy and you flip him, or you grab a guy and you shoot him. Like, there's got to be more to it than that. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not a video game guy, not really. But, you know, I love a good expansion to a world through different mediums. So if we're expanding the John Wick universe, we've got the Ballerina movie, which was pretty good. The Kane sequel is coming. We're getting an animated prequel about his impossible task that he did to get him out of the assassination world. Now we're getting a prequel game, which I'm curious what the story of this will be. I imagine it's just it might be like a Hitman thing where you go to different hub worlds and you have to kill a target, but you get to do it the John Wick way. So it's not about stealth; it's about killing every person in your path. That could be really cool. And then there's the Continental prequel series that nobody watched. And I think we're probably going to get a Ballerina sequel at some point. So, yeah, I mean, let's expand this world. I think eventually we need to get away from John Wick, though. Like, I know he's the centerpiece of this, but he's not really the centerpiece of this. The centerpiece of the whole world is the high table. So, I don't know. I think eventually we have to get to a point where we're here for the world, not John Wick. And I think the Kane movie will probably be our first step into that. But if that flops, then we're just going to keep getting John Wick projects, like things about John Wick, him, the guy, not the world, forever. Because the Kane movie failing will tell them that nobody wants this. When in actuality, I want it. And then our final piece of news today is that they're making another Charlie's Angels reboot. Now, the reason I bring this up is because I think... also, this is being written by Pete Chiarielli, who wrote Crazy Rich Asians, which is a good movie. But I think Charlie's Angels is one of those things that people just don't care about anymore. And we kind of see it because we keep getting Charlie's Angels-esque movies, like a group of women who are kind of spies, but also kind of... No, I guess just spies. And they go and they do a thing, and they've got like a handler who's kind of funny, kind of whatever, and no one gives a fuck. There was one with Jessica Chastain a couple years ago. I swear to God, there was one last year. I think they make one of these maybe once a year, and no one sees them. And I think... I don't know. I don't think anybody cares about this. I don't think Charlie's Angels is a thing in the zeitgeist. Like, I have seen the Charlie's Angels movies. I've seen all of them, and I could barely tell you what it's about. I just don't think this is a winning something. What's it called? Franchise. I don't think this is a thing anybody cares about. In Hollywood's efforts to bring back every single thing that people might possibly have nostalgia for, they're starting to run out of things. You know, I mean, we got Masters of the Universe, a thing that I don't know, a handful of people fondly remember. Charlie's Angels is coming back now. There's a remake of The Burbs on fucking Peacock. I mean, like, we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel at this point. Give it a fucking rest. I'm sick of this shit. Okay, anyway, let me take a breather, and then we're going to get into our topic. Okay, so for my topic, I wrote down that I wanted to talk about all the movies I've seen this year so far, because I don't really do reviews anymore, but I wanted to talk about the movies I've seen. The newly released movies. I'm not going to go through, like, everything. Also, I'll put my Letterboxd somewhere, because I think you should follow me on Letterboxd. I like writing reviews on Letterboxd. So let me just kind of run through this, because I've only seen 6 newly released movies this year, and I only really have anything to say about 2 of them, but that's kind of where I want to focus anyway. So I saw We Bury the Dead, which was the Daisy Ridley kind of zombie movie. I thought it was fine, kind of just washed over me. It's it tries to present a fresh take on zombies where they're not really zombies, but they get so people in Australia or New Zealand or one or the other, I think it's New Zealand, they get hit with a massive EMP blast, and it fries their brains. Like, it just turns your brain off because the EMP is just that powerful. But some people, their brains magically turn back on, but they're no longer people, so they're kind of zombified. But they don't like infect you or anything. They just want to eat you. But also, some of them, when they come back, and depending on how long you're back for, the longer you are, the more animalistic you become. But when you first initially come back, you kind of just resume doing what you were doing when your brain got turned off. And some of those ideas are interesting. Like, there's a moment where Daisy Ridley tries to... she finds this dead family, and she goes to stay in the RV of the family. And she's awoken by something in the night, and it's the father of this family. His brain comes back on, and he buries his his dead family, and Daisy Ridley helps him. So, you have like a zombie, so to speak, burying his family. And like those kinds of moments, those visuals, that's what I found interesting about it. But then there's other times where they're just zombies. Like, the movie kind of loses any idea that these are unique types of zombies, and they're just regular zombies that are chasing her and trying to bite her and this and that. And those were the scenes that I just didn't care for. But I liked the other thing. I didn't see 28 Years Later Bone Temple, which is apparently a very good zombie movie. I wanted to, but I just didn't get around to it. The second movie I saw this year was Primate. Primate was good, I think. I mean, I don't know. I think it's as good as it could have been, honestly. There were people on Twitter that were like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. If that's actually true, I need you to lock the fuck in and watch more movies, because I've seen way worse than Primate. But I liked Primate for the most part. Like, I had a good time. I liked how brutal it was. It's a very mean-spirited movie, and I liked that. I like how bloody and violent and gory it was. Like, I was kind of taken aback by how gory some of the kills were. That shit was kind of cool. I also really liked how it was filmed. Like, the way it was shot was really good. They had a lot of shots would show you our characters in the foreground, and then like what they're trying to get or go or achieve in the background of a shot. Like, having that I don't know how to describe that. That shot composition of like, we're here, we need to get there. I thought that was really cool. The movie has like a really good, interesting visual language. It gets silly and stupid, because how could it not? But overall, I liked it. I had a good time. And the third movie I saw this year was Iron Lung, which was the Markiplier movie. Now, I do want to come back to Iron Lung, because I have things I'd like to say. And then the fourth movie I saw this year was Send Help. Send Help was fucking awesome. Loved Send Help. Send Help was great. McAdams and Dylan O'Brien, Rachel McAdams, Dylan O'Brien, incredible. Just absolutely going for it, giving fantastic performances. Just a really bloody, brutal, violent movie that doesn't pull any of its punches. It's also really funny. Like, I was laughing hysterically throughout that movie. Just a really good effort from Raimi, I think. Yeah, I mean, I want to watch it again, honestly. I don't know. It really clicked for me. There's just I enjoyed every second of that movie. I don't know. Just good fun. It's the best I got. Then I saw Whistle, which is the Daphne Keane, Sophie Nélisse, Nick Frost horror movie about you blow a whistle and then you die, kinda. It like summons your death. It was okay. I don't know. I was expecting, like schlock horror garbage, but it ended up being a little better than that. Like, the characters are likable enough. The kills are decent. 2 of the kills are decent. 1 of the kills is good. I like Sophie Nélisse. Is it Sophie or Sophia? I think it's Sophie. I like Sophie Nélisse. I like Yellow Jackets. It's kind of all I have to say about it. And then, this is kind of really what I really wanted to talk about. I saw Crime 101, which is the new Hemsworth, Ruffalo, Halle Berry movie. Very good. I really loved it. But I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I really did. I mean, it's beautifully shot. It's edited so tightly. Like not a single scene shot goes on too long. Just nice. I thought the performances were incredible across the board. Chris Hemsworth is amazing. Like, he's just so good. It really is amazing that he never really changes his look for the roles he takes, but I never like get confused about who he's playing. Like I feel like that way about like Robert Pattinson, Timothy Chalamet too. They always kind of just look that way. They don't often change the way that they look for a role, but they just fucking hide behind whatever character they are. Like you can't tell. And Pattinson will change his voice, but like Hemsworth, like between Thor, Dementis, John Extraction, and now Crime 101 Man, he's just so good. Ruffalo, fantastic, obviously. Halle Berry, really good. Gives a fun speech in the third act. But I loved it. Like it's suspenseful. It's interesting. It's got a lot more depth than I was expecting. It's I was expecting kind of like a standard heist movie, but it ends up being about these three people that are considered old or like a dying breed in the profession that they're in. Hemsworth is a thief. Mark Ruffalo's a cop. Halle Berry works for an insurance firm. And, like there's a younger person in each of their stories that is looking to, I don't want to say like usurp them, but they perceive as a sign of change, kind of a reminder that they are quote unquote old for this. And, like the different ways that challenges them. And then, like all of their stories are intersecting and causing them to behave in ways that they normally wouldn't and make decisions that they, typically wouldn't. And I found it all so compelling. I loved it. I thought it was brilliant, man. Like, I've only seen 6 movies this year, but Crime 101 is going to be a hard one to beat. I don't know. Maybe it's because my expectations were so low, but I really loved it. But the reason I wanted to kind of harp on that in comparison to Iron Lung is because I think Iron Lung is really bad. I don't think Iron Lung is a good movie. And when I was telling people in my life that, bearing in mind, I don't know anything about Markiplier. Like, I've never seen a Markiplier video in my life. I don't know what fucking Iron Lung is. None of that means anything to me. And so I went into that movie entirely blind, and I think it's bad. I don't know. Like, I can commend it for being a passion project and somebody's first film, and it being funded by his fan base, and all of the things that are impressive. But I don't know. Like, yeah, high production value, decent performance, but it's so boring, and it's so dull, and it's so vague for no reason at all, and it's so bland. I don't know. I just didn't like it. It needs a better edit. It's just so many moments and scenes just run way longer than they need to. It's just very dull. But when I was saying these things, like in my personal life, and I was criticizing this movie, because people ask, I'm the movie guy, in my life, amongst all the people I know, I'm the movie guy. And so people ask me, like, oh, have you seen this movie? And if you have, what'd you think? And I love that. That's very affirming to me. But when I was talking about Iron Lung, I had people telling me, like, oh, you're just a hater. You hate movies. You don't like movies, you just like shitting on them, and all these different things, and that like really hurt my feelings, because I like to engage with art critically and not just say I like a movie. Like, I think that's lame. I think saying, oh, I liked it, being the extent of like film talk, is boring to me. I want to analyze it. I want to go in detail about these things. That's what I find so fun about film and film discussion. But like, people who were getting mad at me for saying that about Iron Lung were like, posting about, like, oh, we need to support original movies. This is a triumph for original stories and blah, 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 and all this and that. And, like, people love to say we need to be supporting original movies. And then they don't see Crime 101. They don't see Whistle. They don't see Primate. These are original movies, but, you know, we'll support the one that's made by my favorite YouTuber. And I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. I know that I see more movies every year than the average person does. I saw 58 newly released films last year, but I went to the theater more times than that because, you know, whatever. But I know that is not the norm. But I think that if you're going to, you know, preach about we need to be supporting original movies, we need to go see original movies, you know, this and that, you need to then actually fucking do it. You can't just see one original movie and be like, okay, we all need to see more original movies. Do it then. I don't know. That's a petty thing with me, though. I'm still mad about the whole being accused of hating movies because I was critical about a movie a person liked. That really rubbed me the wrong way. Don't tell me I hate movies. I fucking love movies. Anyway, that's a personal grievance thing. But yeah, I mean, the idea that we need to be supporting original movies is absolutely true. Send Help is doing very well at the box office. That's a good thing. Iron Lung did very well at the box office. That's also a good thing. Like, regardless of its quality, that is a good thing. That's a movie that made a lot of money. And, you know, like, I hope that Markiplier makes more movies and can only get better, because Iron Lung, as far as first attempts go, yeah, it's a solid first effort. I don't think it's a good movie, but it's a solid first effort. But, you know, we all can't have Barbarian as our first movie, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, all the movies I've seen this year, I've liked most of them, I think. But yeah, we should be supporting original movies. We should be seeing the Crime 101s of the world, and not only see Avengers Doom Guy when it comes out in December. Oh, God. Anyway, let's move on to the next section. The Weekly Media Club. This is where I'm going to talk about a thing or two that I've been enjoying or reviewing or whatever. And then I'm assigning homework, so pay attention. So, I've never really mentioned this on the channel before, but I'm not a big anime person. I have very little exposure to it. It's never really interested me. But, you know, like, I've talked to people that fucking love anime. My best friend, he's anime obsessed. But it's just never been my thing. But until recently, I had another friend really twist my arm about it, and I've decided to start watching an anime. I've been watching Frieren, which, if you don't know, is about an elf girl who goes on a 10-year adventure with a dwarf and then 2 humans, very Lord of the Rings coded. And they come back from this adventure after 10 years, and they're all like, wow, what an incredible decade we've spent together. And Frieren is like, I lived for 10,000 years. That was nothing to me. I'll see you guys in another 50. And it's just about her finding purpose after the adventure. It's like the show is the epilogue to the, you know, massive quest that you don't really get to see. And I find it incredibly compelling. Like, I've talked to people about it in my life who were like, oh, you know, there's not enough action, didn't care for it, kind of boring. I really like it. It's not like an animation spectacle, I think. Like, the animation's good, but it's not like, it's not the reason I would recommend it to somebody. I would recommend it because I think it's very cute, and it's very feel good. And it's got a lot of heart. Like, Frieren as a character, I really enjoy. Like, she's just trying to understand the world around her better, more concisely, through finding spells and interacting with people and helping people, but also getting more in tune with herself and how she connects with people and kind of reflecting on the 10-year journey she went on with these people. But I don't know. I really like it. I don't know. I think it's really good. So, off the back of Frieren, once I finish it, because I think it's got like 26 episodes or something like that, I'll start watching more animes. I will. I know a few that I'll watch are like, I'll watch Death Note because I have friends who've been recommending me Death Note for like 10 years now. I'll probably watch My Hero Academia because my sister watches that and she says it's really good. And then I would like to watch Attack on Titan because I hear it's political and I like politics in my media. I've also been catching up on the absolute DC universe. Um, I'm not caught up on most of it though. I haven't touched Absolute Superman in all honesty. Like I just don't care. I don't know. I like Superman enough. I think he's cool. But I mean, of the DC universe, he ranks not as high as I think he should. I mean, absolute of the absolutes, Batman and Wonder Woman is where it's at, just straight up. Like those are amazing. Oh my goodness. I think last week was the Absolute Wonder Woman annual. That was an incredible story. Just showcasing Diana's empathy and compassion and love for the world and how she will go to incredible lengths just to, make amends with people that she feels bad for. Because the story is about she, in the very first arc of Absolute Wonder Woman, it's like issue 4 or 5, she takes the form of Medusa very briefly to defeat a giant monster. And in that time that she is Medusa, she realizes the prison that Medusa exists in. And so all this time later, Diana decides that I'm going to free Medusa. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to right this wrong. So she goes and she speaks to the gods, and she, sacrifices things, and she, takes a beating, and she, pushes herself, and she ends up in Medusa's lair, and they have like this really beautiful conversation, and it's just amazing. I love Wonder Woman so much, and reading Absolute Wonder Woman, it's kind of amazing how much some of the other Absolute versions have deviated from the mainline versions. Like Absolute Hal Jordan is really nothing like mainline Hal Jordan. Absolute Batman, he's still Batman, but he's different enough from mainline Batman. But Absolute Wonder Woman is just Wonder Woman. But I think that really works to the to the benefit of the character, because the Absolute Universe, the world of Absolute Universe, is so sinister and broken and corrupt that having Wonder Woman just be Wonder Woman, but with like different skill sets, and the backstory is a little bit different, but she still came out as loving and kind and compassionate as she always is just beautiful and inspiring. Like I read an issue of Absolute Wonder Woman, and by the time it's over, I'm like, I want to be a better person. Like, Kelly Thompson is a fucking phenomenal writer. And I know that Tom King is kind of weaseled his way into the DC rank and file, but it really should be, Scott Snyder and Kelly Thompson and, oh god, oh fuck, I'm blanking on his name. Oh, fuck. Okay, never mind. There's another great writer I was just thinking of who I think deserves it way more than Tom King. Because Tom King's recent Wonder Woman run, which I think is still ongoing, but I've stopped reading it. Not very good. Don't really like it. He has a really fundamental misunderstanding of Diana. It's just not good. It's just not good. But Kelly Thompson, she's incredible. But anyway, actually, you know what? Today is the 16th. Absolute Batman 17 doesn't technically come out until Wednesday, but I went to my local comic book store today, and he sold it to me. He sold me a physical copy of Absolute Batman 17 a few days early. So this won't really matter because, I mean, one, like 3 people are going to listen to this. But also, by the time I actually edit this and upload it, the issue will probably be out by then. But it's fucking awesome. It is the start of the 2-part Poison Ivy arc. It's really good. It shows you, I would say, the beginnings of Absolute Poison Ivy's origin story, which is different to the way that Scott Snyder's been doing the Absolute villain origin stories up to this point. Like Bane's origin, he just had like a whole issue about him, and then there was some like current timeline stuff. The Absolute Joker one is similar to that, where it's mostly all origin story with like 10% being modern day stuff. But this one, it intertwines with the modern day stuff of Batman going up against Poison Ivy, while also cutting back and forth between what Bruce is doing like before that battle and then what Ivy's story is. And the whole issue is about change and the issues that come with it, like growing pains. How Bruce's life is just getting turned upside down because of Batman and because of like things changing all around him. There, like every panel of the Bruce storyline in it, because it's technically got 3 storylines going. There's the Batman Poison Ivy stuff, the Pamela Isley origin, and the Bruce Wayne stuff. And all the Bruce Wayne stuff is him realizing that the relationships he's had are altered now. People in his life are on paths that are new to him. Like Gotham City itself is changing in ways that he doesn't like. And he's kind of a stick in the mud. He's being left behind and he doesn't like it. And then Pamela Isley, her story is about change, how things are rapidly changing around her and she wants nothing more than to keep up with it. But being afraid that she won't. And then the Batman Poison Ivy stuff is Gotham is now under attack by Poison Ivy, and that is now a change, and she's infecting people, and they're changing, and Batman's got to change up how he fights this threat, and it's just very good. And I felt so I don't know, I guess smart reading it, and I was like, oh, I get it, I get the theme. And then in like the last three or so pages of the issue, Poison Ivy's like, change is hard, isn't it, Batman? I'm like, okay, fuck it, fuck subtext. But it's good. And then I won't say it now, just in case someone hasn't read it, and I don't want to spoil it before the next issue. But we are getting our first look at another Batman villain from Mainline being brought into the Absolute Universe. I won't say who it is, but they are my 3rd or 4th favorite Batman villain, depending on how I adjust my list. So I'm very excited to see what Scott Snyder does with them. But that's kind of it in terms of what I've been indulging in the media side of things. So homework. I am on a Batman kick right now. I kind of always am. But I am assigning Batman 1989 as homework. So by next week, I will have watched Batman 1989, and I will talk about it. And I'm hoping that at least one person here has also done the homework and watches Batman 1989. And then we can talk about it, I guess. I don't know. We'll see how this works. Maybe I'll change this up if I decide that it's a stupid thing that doesn't work in execution. But that is going to do it for the very first episode of Turkey Talk. I'm hoping this becomes a little more refined, that it flows a little better as we continue it. But I think this is fun. I'm enjoying just sitting here talking about movies and things that I enjoy, and finding an outlet for it in any capacity. So if you're here, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for indulging me. Subscribe, like, all the silly YouTube things. But anyway, again, thank you. I hope you have a nice day. Goodbye.